Iba ang ano eh, iba ang dating na of all the students, masasabi mo may mataas kang
Good
content
afternoon,
sa isang
everyone.
organization sa school.
Good afternoon
Pero
po.
dapat,
Good afternoon, sir.
Good
afternoon, sir.
Na ang mga posisyon na
Opo, 8. Welcome to module number 8, the last module of the semester for research. Medyo nalian tayo, no? Simply because we are 2 weeks away from the Christmas vacation and we need to finish discussing chapters 1 to 3 so that the remaining meetings for research will be allotted for our consultations. And of course, you need to consult always to your advisor. Tandaan po na ha, ang karapatan, may kakayahan para i-endorse kayo for the pre-oral defense ay ang inyong advisor. Kung hindi pipirmahan ng inyong advisor ang inyong application dahil hindi maayos ang papel at hindi pasado sa kanyang panlasa, hindi kayo pwedeng umarap sa January 26 for the defense. Wala na akong control dyan kasi kayo ay hawak na ng inyong mga advisor. But then again, we're positive that you are doing your job on time. Alam niyo, ang nagiging problema siguro is time management. No, hindi naman ako nagre-require ng paper ng diniscuss ngayon tapos bukas isa-submit. Most of the time, we allot 1 week to the least. Minsan nga higit pa for your first submission. Kaya po ng napag-usapan natin, di ba, you submit the first submission. Kung nag-consult na kayo sa advisor para sa content ng chapter 2 at para sa ilalaman sa chapter 3, no problem. Basta mag-submit lang kung ano ang nakayanan for the first submission. Ang inyo pong grade for the paper quality ay manggagaling sa 3 uring sources. The first one is the first submission, manggagaling sa akin yun. The second is the second submission, manggagaling din sa akin yun. At ang pangatlo ay yung actual paper quality pagharap nyo sa panel. Ang rating sheet na gagamitin ng panel ay may allotted for the paper quality. But of course, malaking grado ay makukuha mula sa actual defense. Okay, so welcome to module number 8, methodology. This is the last chapter, gaya ng sabi ko kanina. So please read the learning outcomes.
I am expected to demonstrate understanding of different components included in chapter 3 of the research proposal. Number 2, examine example of each part of chapter 2 of research proposal. And last, develop comprehensive and well-written chapter 3 of the approved research proposal.
Ano pangalan mo? Ilagan?
De Los Santos.
De Los Santos. Sorry. Salamat. Okay, so chapter 3 of a research report is the methodology. This portion of the academic paper explains in full details the procedures to be followed in the conduct of research. It includes the following. So this is for descriptive research for FSM. Ito yung para sa inyo. You have the research locale, the respondents, the research design, the research instrument, the data gathering procedures, work plan, system development na may lamang sa subtitles like planning, designing. Under designing, you have the use case diagram, activity diagram, entity relationship diagram. Then programming, installing/uploading, testing, finalization, and evaluation. Then we also have project technical description, operation and testing procedures, evaluation criteria, and statistical treatment. So the 2 research approaches are the only ventures that you students are enrolled in this course. And that will also be, yun lang yung i-discuss natin dito. Lahat ng related kay FSM will never be tackled. Okay? So welcome to the discussion of each part. Let's start with the research locale. So research locale is a term that refers to a specified area and or subject that is being studied in a research project. Ito yung lugar kung saan natin gagawin o ikakandak ang ating research. Wait lang, nagchat-chat yung prof ko.
Tingin mo, ganun kaya ang magiging kalalabasan? What I mean is, nagkakaroon pala ito ng impact sa kasaysayan. Hindi kaya tayo ganito ngayon. Anong tingin mo? Bago kaya nito ang kasaysayan?
Okay, so I'll be showing you an example of a research locale.
Okay, thank you.
Siyempre, loading.
Mabalik ako sa iyo, Julian. Yun, kasi yung question. Tingin mo ba may magbabago? At kung meron, anong magbabago?
Okay. Of course, ito yung chapter 3. Siyempre, may taklo pa rin ang ating page number. Yan. So, sa submission nyo, dahil magkakahiwalay pa yung document, okay lang na page 1 yung tinakloban ninyo. Later on, pag malapit nang i-present ang paper, saka natin i-consolidate. Okay, so chapter 3, yung chapter, hindi nagka-caps lock, but the methodology naka-caps lock. Isang pagitan na enter. Then, introduction. Your introduction could be self-made, could be copied, but make sure you have some revisions. Okay, so this chapter presents the methods and procedures that were used. Ito ay naka-past tense. Muling paalala, kapag kayo kumukopya, make sure that you convert it into future tense. Were used by the researchers in conducting the study to enable the readers to understand how the study will be made and how conclusions will be drawn. It presents the research locale, respondents, research design, research instrument, data gathering procedures, and the statistical treatment. Example of research locale. This study was conducted in Lucena City, Southern Luzon State University, Lucena campus, and was focused on the college readiness in mathematics of freshman engineering students. Para pa ako ng sample ng development. Medyo nagdadivert lang yung ilang content ng chapter 3 kapag hardware, kayo kasi software. So, hindi siya parehong-pareho ng laman ng ating mga computer technology.
Kasi sabi nga natin, di ba?
Sige.
Ang history ay wala naman talagang bago di ba? Nauulit lang. Iba lamang ang mukha. Pero nauulit lamang yung nangyari na noon. Ngayon, kung hindi close case, hindi natin kumbaga, walang kasigurado sino ba talaga natin Pangulo. Maaari kasi ng ating mga pamukalang proses ngayon ay maaari hindi pala legal. Diba?
Kung sa bahay nyo lang gagawin, ang ilagay ninyo ay SLSU sa campus.
That case, maaari siya. Kasi all this time,
saan na?
Mahalaga din naman ang malala ko sila talaga ang unang Pangulo. Kasi,
hindi. Mali.
sabihin ko naman bilang mga Pilipino, karapatan natin malaman natin kasi, kung totoo nga si Bonifacio pa lang di mali ang nasa mga libro. Mali ang itinuturo natin sa ating mga estudyante. And hindi yan pinapalayo ng
Okay, so look at this. Research locale. The study was conducted kasi in-install ang hardware sa SLSU Lucena at Southern Luzon State University Lucena campus. The device was placed at Food and Service Management Laboratory where possible gas leak may happen and for the reasons that it is considered has the most at-risk area for a fire case. So the location is suitable for the researchers to conduct the study. Since software ito, sa bahay nga lang din naman gagawin, katulad ng sinabi ko, ang gawin yung research local ay ang SLSU Lucena Campus. Since dito rin naman kayo naglalaboratory. Okay? Next, let's proceed with the respondents. Naintindihan po ang research local?
Ano kaya ang magiging effect ng
Opo.
Okay, let's proceed with the second, the research or the respondent strategy.
Ano sa tingin nyo ang pinatigil sa ano?
Yeah.
Ano po pwede maging impact dito? Kasaysayan. Sino gusto sumagot? Okay, sis. Bakit nasabi ko lang na rin ito?
Okay, respondents. For the FSM, we use the term population and sampling. For you, we use respondents. So respondents are those persons who have been invited to participate in a particular study and have actually taken part in the study. This definition applies to both qualitative and quantitative studies. So for the developmental studies that will be conducted by computer programming students of this course, you are going to use the term respondents. This refers to the evaluators or the experts in the field that will measure the acceptability or the performance of the proposed computer program. For food and service management, gumagamit kami ng formula kasi sa dami ng population. But in your case, we limit it to 25 respondents or experts. So, meron ding iba't ibang uri ng sampling, but for you, what we are using is the non-probability sample purposive sampling. Pag sinabi natin purposive sampling, hindi natin discuss ang iba because those were intended for FSM. Kayo ay purposive sampling, a deliberate sampling technique where the researcher selects particular group or groups based on certain criteria or purposes or variables. It is a sample selected by a researcher which in his judgment is a representative sample. Purposive siya kasi yung kung ano ang nature ng inyong research, yun din dapat ang expertise ng inyong respondents. Kung related ito sa computer programs, ang mag-evaluate dapat ay IT experts, computer scientists, at with the addition of, let's say for example, ang ginagawa nyong computer program, mobile-based man yan or web-based man yan, ay intended for teachers. So, certain portion ng inyong respondents ay dapat teachers. No. So, depende sa pag-aaral. Pero hindi mawawala dapat ang mga experts in the field of computer programming. So, purposive sampling ang ginagamit natin sa respondents. Paano siya sinusulat sa chapter 3? It goes like this. So, idetalye lang na 25 sila. The researchers gathered 25 respondents in the study. Each respondent evaluated the research output by answering the questionnaire that determined the acceptability of the device. Paunawa po ha, we're not measuring acceptability this time. We are measuring the performance. Depende ito dun sa ating objectives of the study. Yung statement number 3. So the respondents were composed of 17 Bureau of Fire Protection employees. Bakit taga BFP? Kasi ang title niya ay Fire Hazard Then others were 5 computer professors and 3 IT programmers. 25 in total. The chosen respondents gave necessary information and served as important parts in the completion of the study. So those were the respondents of the study. Naiintindihan?
Yes, sir.
Okay. If you have questions along the way, just feel free to interrupt. Let's proceed with the next, the research design. So there are 2 general types of research design. We have quantitative and qualitative design, each of which describes the processes followed in collecting and analyzing the data. So still, yung quantitative design ang gagamitin po ng Comprog. Yung qualitative, pwedeng gamitin ni FSM. Yung quantitative, pwede rin niyang gamitin. But for the nature of your research, you will be using quantitative research design. Inaral na natin ito sa Module 1 or 2. Pag sinabi natin quantitative, we deals with numbers. You have maintained control over factors that might interfere with the data collected simply because limitado ang questionnaire natin into checklist like 1, 2, 3, 4 na Likert scale. Hindi natin tinatanong ang ibang mga opinion at gustong sabihin ng ating respondents. Ang kanilang mga desisyon ay ikinukulong o minimeasure nila kung pasok ba ito sa 1, sa 2, sa 3, or sa 4. So we maintain control over factors. We collect and analyze numerical data because quantity, and we state hypotheses, pero dahil kayo naman ay developmental / hypothesis, wala niyan. It utilizes non-interactive research instruments like questionnaire, checklists, etc. simply because pwede mong iwanan ang questionnaire, hindi mo kailangang makipag-usap at makipag-interviewhan. Pwede mo lang sabihin introduction ng magandang araw po. Meron po akong pag-aaral tungkol po dito. Maaari niyo po bang i-evaluate? Ito po ang questionnaire. So that's non-interactive. Okay. Let's reserve qualitative research design to FSM students. Paano natin ilalapat ang ating research design sa loob ng Chapter 3? Ganito lang po yun. The researchers made use the developmental research because of its importance in the field of technology. According to Raichi et al. 2014, developmental research has been defined as an efficient way in designing, developing, and evaluating programs to meet the level of acceptability. We changed the statement because we're not measuring acceptability. The device is especially designed in efficiently notifying the user for any file-related cases. So the project uses a Raspberry Pi board as its main brain for data processing. Various sensors were used as its detector for any irregularities. So ganun lang, ide-detalye mo lang na gumagamit ka ng developmental research approach. Then pakidefine kung ano si developmental research approach. Actually, pwedeng ito lang ang content ng research design. Wala na yung second paragraph. But if you wish to, wala din namang problema para mabigyan natin ng substance na developmental research nga ang iyong ginagawa, edi lagyan mo ng technical details, pero very brief lamang. Okay? That is the research design. Naiintindihan? Naiintindihan ba?
Naiintindihan po.
May tanong? Ilan ba kausap ko dito? 23 minus 2, 21. Okay. Next, let's proceed with the next part, which is the research instrument. Okay, this part of research, pag sinabi natin research instrument, ito yung questionnaire. Ito yung survey material. So this part of research describes the tools to be used by the researcher. The tool refers to the questionnaire to be constructed, validated, or administered. Ang gumagawa nito ay kayo, pwedeng inilift o kinapi mula sa isang standardized questionnaire, pero it will undergo validation. Ang nagba-validate ay ang panel members. Ang nag-a-administer o nag-i-implement o namamahagi ay syempre the researchers. So instrument that is prepared by the researchers should be tested for validity or reliability. Ito yung standardized na sinasabi ko. So kung standardized naman yan, make sure na ang reliability coefficient niya kung pinablish siya online ay mataas. Kasi kung hindi, edi it needs to undergo some form of revisions. On the same manner, the author from where the questionnaire was adopted should be given credit through citations. Basta may kinuha, ibigay o isite ang kanyang pangalan. Meron tayong iba't ibang uri ng tools or for research instruments. We have questionnaire, interviews, observations, documents or records. But for your research, we will be utilizing questionnaire. So questionnaire, if an impersonal interaction is sufficient, the researcher puts his question on paper and asks the respondents to answer them. In case, halimbawa, na nasa gitna pa rin tayo ng pandemic during the conduct of your research at hindi kayo makakapag face-to-face ng survey for objective number 3, what you can do is to record kung ano yung ginagawa ng inyong system, isend ito sa experts kasama ng questionnaire at hintayin itong bumalik. So this is the questionnaire technique which is frequently used in surveys. Sometimes it is called the survey form. It refers to paper and pencil data gathering method. So the criteria for good questionnaire, una, the language must be clear, malinaw, maliwanag. The content of the question must be specific. Kadugsong ito ng number 3, the question should show singleness of purpose. Dapat ay specific at a certain level, hindi siya malawak. So, mamaya, i-discuss kayo kasunod. The question must be free from assumptions. The question must be free from suggestions. Remain neutral as possible. The question should have linguistic completeness. And of course, merong grammatical consistency. So, when you construct your questionnaire, meron tayong tinatawag na open-ended questionnaire at close-ended questionnaire. Pag open-ended, may question ka, then sasagot sila, magsusulat. Kapag close-ended, may statement ka, then magche-check lang sila sa Likert scale kung 4, kung 3, kung 2, o kung 1. Ang ginagamit natin, combination of the two. Ang malaking bahagi ay close-ended, tapos yung last part for comment, suggestion, ay pwedeng magsulat yung respondents, especially yung mga experts, naglalagay tayo ng open-ended na mga blanks. Interview, no need. FGD, no need. Observation, no need. Then, yan. For validation of research instruments, according to Navarro and Santos, we need to touch 3 general criteria. We have validity. It should be valid. Ang nagva-validate naman ito at ang nag-check ay ang panel members, gaya ng sabi ko kanina. Then, reliability. It should be reliable. It should be able to elicit approximately the same response when applied to respondents who are not similarly situated. Ibig sabihin, kung from a given sample, 25 na sample o 25 na respondents, nung nag-gather ka ng data, ito yung lumabas na result, you go with a different sample, having and using the same instrument, you are going to, you can be able to achieve somehow the same result with minimal percentage of error. And of course, it should be readable. Refers to the level of clarity of the instrument relative to the comprehension of intended users. Yung comprehension ay kailangang abutin natin. Kung ang mag-e-evaluate ng inyong papel ay alam mo na mukhang hindi nakakaintindi ng ibang lengguwahe, edi you should translate your research instrument into communicable language like Filipino or Tagalog o kung anong mother tongue meron sila. But in your fields, since experts naman ang ating i-consult, I think may intindahan naman sa English. Pero, katulad ng nangyari last year, ni-require ng panel na maglagay ng Filipino translation sa questionnaire. So with that requirement, we need to adhere to that and follow their recommendation and translate it into Filipino language. Ngayon, tingnan natin kung paano siya ilagay sa papel. Yan. Research instruments. The researchers gathered information through evaluation with the use of questionnaire. Parang magkikwento ka. Just describe mo yung questionnaire. The questionnaire has 4 categories, namely adaptability, cost-effectiveness, functionality, and originality. In your case, ilang category meron tayo sa ISO IEC 25010? Ilan?
8.
8. Ano yung 8 na yun? Ipapalit nyo siya dito. So, papalitan nyo si adaptability, cost effectiveness, functionality, originality nung 8 na yun. So, ibig sabihin, kung mas marami tayong kategorya, mas mahaba ang ating questionnaire. So, each statement was rated by the respondents from 1 to 4 skills, whereas 4 is the highest and 1 is the lowest. Likert scale ito. This was used in order to prepare and conceptualize the purpose of the study. Each respondent was given a checklist form of questionnaire for the evaluation and to determine the level of acceptability of the device. The questionnaire was devised by the researchers. It was checked by the research advisor and validated by the members of the panel of examiners. The 4 skills used are highly acceptable, acceptable, unacceptable, and highly unacceptable. So, yun yung istorya ni research instrument. Ngayon, tingnan natin kung ano ang itsura ng actual na research instrument. Makikita ito sa appendices. Pag nag-evaluate kayo ay kayo magtatapon hanggat hindi pa nagpa-final defense at hindi pa nabubukbayin. Lahat ng nag-gather ng mga papeles ay make sure na inyong itatago. Sinasama sa appendices. So, questionnaire. Name is always optional. Date. Instruction. Please evaluate the prototype device or in your case, the software program using the given scale by checking the corresponding numerical rating indicated below. You consult your advisor kung ano ang gagamitin natin dito. Meron siyang English, meron siyang Tagalog, but limit it to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. HA is highly acceptable, A is acceptable, unacceptable for you, highly unacceptable for HU. Tinagalog, lubhang katanggap-tanggap, katanggap-tanggap, hindi katanggap-tanggap, at lubhang hindi katanggap-tanggap. Ibig sabihin, ang ating objective number 3, hindi natin masasagot hanggat hindi natin natatapos ang ating software o yung ating program. Pagtapos na siya, saka natin siya ipapakita at saka natin siya ipapa-evaluate. We have here the system requirements. So you change this adaptability o pagbagay ang nakalagay na Tagalog, papalitan natin ng mga parameters na meron tayo sa ISO IEC. Then itong mga statement na nakasulat dito ay sarili ninyong mga gawa. Depende sa inyong device o depende sa inyong software. So for adaptability, 1, the device focuses on monitoring the gas leak and when fire occur. Ang aparato ay nakatuon sa pagsubaybay kapag may gas na tumatagas at nagkaroon ng apoy. HA, A, U, HU. Likert scale. Marunong kayo gumawa ng Likert scale, di ba? Inaral natin sa assessment. Then, ang nakalagay dito ay 5 statement, GADA, parameter. Pero pwede na ang 3 to the list. 3 each. Ngayon, kung sabi ng panel, parang hindi mo naman nasaklawan ang suitability na parameter gamit yung 3 nilagay mo. At gusto nila ay 5. Di, tigli 5. So, 8 times 3, that's 24 statements na English and Filipino. Madali naman mag-Tagalog. Unahin nyo ang English. Look at this. Second parameter, cost effectiveness, epektibong paggastos. Yeah. And you provide statements. The device, materials, and components are affordable. Ang mga materyales ng aparato ay abot kaya. It produces great outcome without much expenses. Hindi mahal ang gastos upang mabuo ang aparato. Okay, so that's the research instrument. Naintindihan? Okay. Madaling
Yes, po.
intindihin, mahirap
Sir.
gawin.
Gawin.
Let's proceed to the next part, which is the data gathering procedures. Balik tayo sa PowerPoint. maunawa po ha, kapag may hindi naiintindihan, ay panoorin na lang ang video para hindi naman pagharap nyo sa advisor kung anong inyong mga sinasabi. Yan. Okay. Data gathering procedures. This part explains the experimental design in detailed presentation so that other researchers could replicate the procedure for the purpose of validation. Example. Huwag na itong example na ito. Gamitin natin yung example dito sa research. Yan. Pag sinabi natin data gathering procedure, ito yung kwento ng pinagdaanan kung paano ka nanguha ng mga impormasyon, then ginawa mo yung device o ginawa mo yung program, at kung paano ka nagsulat, pina-approve kay campus director, o pina-check muna kay advisor, yung istorya hanggang makuha mo yung data at i-analyze. So it starts with this. Possible sources like online articles, news, and relative studies were exploited by the researchers. These help them analyze possible ways to make their project more efficient and reliable. Device responsiveness, users' available area of accessibility, and flexible time capabilities were various variables that the researchers have given thought to. This enabled them to create a fire detection system with IoT capabilities and bring fire notification system to today's technological level. The questionnaire was crafted by the researcher, undergone reviews and modifications. Approval of the campus director with the recommendation of the research advisor was sought. The survey was then implemented to analyze the acceptability of the device. The gathered information were tabulated, computed, analyzed, and interpreted. Take note of the closing statement. Pwedeng hindi naman gantong-ganto, but do not forget that the data were always tabulated, computed, analyzed, and interpreted. Ito ang laging magkakaulam at dapat makikita sa last statement ng data gathering procedures. Naiintindihan?
Yes po.
Naiintindihan na. Let's now proceed with the next part. Sa hardware ay may project development. Sa software ay may software development. Wait lang. Okay. Meron kayo palang work plan. So, bago mag-system development, work plan naman. So, work plan includes the development of a research from conceptualization to finalization. Most studies include Gantt chart to provide graphical representation of the plans to be undertaken. So, under work plan, nung mga nakaraang research, nitong nakaraan lang yung katatapos lang, ang work plan ay nasa appendices. But this time, ito ay nasa chapter 3. So, ganito ang itsura ng work plan. Yeah. So, you put activities, then you put the dates. Of course, nagsimula ang research natin ng anong petsa nagsimula ang klase? September 2020. So, you put here September 2020, October, November, December, January, February, March. Kailan ba yung matatapos? January, February, March, April, May. Parang hanggang May. So, ilagay nyo dyan. Tapos ito, kayo ang bahalang magsulat dito. So, if you undergo planning research for project proposal, edi, lalagyan nyo ng mark kung kailan po ito natapos at kung kailan po siya matatapos. Kailan ang data gathering, kailan ang preparation ng materials, kailan ang construction. So, wala tayo nito, yung preparing for the materials and construction of the project. So, instead, ang ilagay ninyo ay di programming. Then, the system implementation and evaluation, then the final evaluation. Parang plano mo, work plan nga, di ba? Kailan ko siya gagawin, kailan ko siya matatapos. Minsan, hindi ito nasusunod na atrasado. Minsan ay may blanco, may buwan na wala kang namang nagawa, lipat sa kabila. No? So, pagdating sa work plan, doon sa chapter 3, maglalagay kayo ng discussion nito. So, bukod sa figure, may discussion. So, paki-discuss lang na nag-start siya ng ganito, kailan ka magaganto, at kailan siya magaganyan. Futuristic po ang ating gamit na, o future tense ang gamit natin na verb. Naintindihan ang work plan?
Yes, sir.
Okay, napakadali naman. Parang dali na chapter 3 yan. Let's go with the system development. Sa system development natin, lubhang mapapakinabangan ng ating technical advisor. So ngayon, sa first submission nyo ng chapter 3, mag-consult na agad sa advisor at sa inyong technical advisor. Ngayon, meron tayong mga advisors na ang gusto ay tapusin muna ang chapter 1 at linisin bago mag-proceed sa chapter 2 at bago mag-proceed sa chapter 3. Wala namang problema doon para systematic. But the good thing is, habang pinapolish ni advisor at ninyo ang naunang mga chapters, kayo, nagsisimula na kayo mag-construct para sa mga kasunod na chapters. Para pag natapos ang isa, may kasunod na kayong isa-submit. Okay? So this part is usually present on developmental research under technology research category. Project development ang ginagamit na term pag hardware researches and software development naman for softwares. System development is the general workflow of the procedures to construct, fabricate, develop an inventive or modified device or program, and debug a computer mobile system applications. Details of step-by-step procedure are reflected on this part of the methodology. So to better substantiate the plan, figures with corresponding discussions are included. So sa loob ng system development, meron kang maraming parts. Planning. May picture ka for planning. Designing. May picture ka for designing. You have the use case diagram, activity diagram, entity relationship diagram. Then you have programming. You have picture for that. Installing and uploading, testing, finalization, and evaluation. Yan. So, ang proposal, ang inilalagay nating picture ay box lang. Walang laman. Kasi hindi mo pa naman talaga siya nagagawa. Pero pagharap nyo sa final defense, yung mga box na walang picture, nung panahon na nagplano kayo, lalagyan nyo na ng actual picture. So habang nag-uusap kayo ni partner, mag-picture kayo na nagbe-brainstorm kayo so that you have something to put into the planning. Kapag nagdo-drawing na kayo ng use case diagram, activity diagram, and entity relationship diagram, mag-picture kayo na nagdo-drawing kayo sa laptop, sa desktop. No. Ngayon, ano po ba yung use case diagram? Ano yung activity diagram? Ano yung entity relationship diagram? You consult your technical advisor for this 3. Then, anong itsura niya pag nilapat sa chapter 3? Ganito. Example. Sa hardware kasi ang tawag dyan ay construction procedure / project development. So wala kayong flexing, walang schematic diagram. Ang kapalit nga nito ay yung use case, activity, at saka yung relationship entity. Okay. Wait lang. Papalit ako ng sound. Okay. This one. Planning. Okay. So, ang title nito sa hardware construction procedures ay yung system development. So, under planning, that's number 1. Planning stage started with the gathering of the required materials, see figure 14. Prior to this, the researchers conducted prior art search, checked websites, and interviewed experts that helped them in the conceptualization process. The materials used in the development were Raspberry Pi Zero, sensors, breadboard, battery, and the material used in the physical structure of the casing like Velcro tape and belts. Okay. Whenever there is a figure, example, figure 14, preparation of materials, in the discussion, always mention the figure. Take note of that, ha? Hinahanap ko palagi yan when I check the paper. Kung merong figure, make sure na sa discussion nakasulat si figure para hindi nagkakatituhan. And that is also one of the rule of thumb naman sa research. Next part is the designing. So, designing. Tingnan nyo. Ang designing nga lang nila ay gamit ang fritzing and schematic diagram. They discuss. Figure 15 shows the creation of fritzing and schematic diagram. It was done to visualize the actual size of the device and the circuit placement within the system correspond to the final output. Pansin nyo, binanggit ulit na si figure because that's figure 15. Kaya nga lamang sa designing part ninyo ay mayroong use case diagram, may activity diagram, at may entity relationship diagram. Bawat isang diagram ay may picture, then bawat picture ay i-discuss. No? Ang aking understanding, at base na rin naman sa nakikita ko, pag use case diagram, yung paano ginagamit ng isang user yung iyong program. Let's say, paano siya magsisimula, ano ang gagawin. Yeah, that's the use case diagram. Kapag naman activity diagram, let's say for example, mobile game yan, merong halimbawang easy round, moderate, at saka difficult round. So kung may ganun kang leveling, may 3 kang activity diagram. Yung tipong, anong mangyayari kapag nagkamali ako ng sagot? Anong mangyayari kapag magsiselect ako ng number of players? Pwede bang 2 player? Pwede bang 1 lang ang player? So that's the activity diagram. Yung entity relationship diagram mo naman ay ginagamit kapag meron tayong database. So, posible na kung walang database na involved ay hindi kailangan ng entity relationship diagram. Okay. So, for the programming part, you just show a picture that you're making program. Paalala po ha, kapag po sa ating proposal defense, dahil wala pa naman talagang picture, ID yan naman ay naka-box lang. No? Wala naman gumamit na sobrang liit na box. Box na blanco. Okay. So programs were created, debugged, and uploaded. Figure 16 shows that process. Whenever errors occur, programs were rechecked to avoid mistakes in processing data captured by the sensors. Next is installing and uploading. Wala, kasi ito ay fabrication. Then testing ng kasunod. So for the installing and uploading, just add picture na kunwari ay nag-install or nag-upload. Pero sa inyo, gaya na sabi ko, ay box lang. Then give details. And for the testing, box picture ulit. Then upon initial assembly, figures 18 shows the testing procedures done in the components and in the device. This stayed assured. All components are running well as programmed. A child with asthma was asked to wear the device and the readings were recorded. The data can be accessed using the smartphone, website, and the OLED. Yan, ito yung testing. Next is the finalization. So, pina-finalize, discuss, then nagpapa-evaluate sa expert, siya yung expert, tapos discussion. Okay? Naintindihan po ba natin ang system development? May tanong?
Yes, sir.
May tanong ba? Wala naman? May tanong, suggestion, clarification? Okay. Again, for more details, you consult your technical advisor for the system development. Next, let's proceed to the next part. The project technical description. So the project study separates itself from other forms of research design because of the technicality in terms of its technology. This portion, project technical description, summarizes the technical aspects that may include details on the various parts with their corresponding functions, the power source, the connections of layouts, the circuitry, and the likes. So, anong itsura niya pag inilapat natin sa Chapter 3? Project Technical Description. Lahat ng impormasyong technical ay makikita natin sa Project Technical Description. Usually, when we present your output, halimbawa, ipipresent natin sa isang research conference, laging kasama ang Project Technical Description. So, ang lahat ng laman niya ay technicalities. Consult your technical advisor as well. Example, the respiration monitoring for children with asthma used basic electronic components. This include BMP-180, LM35 sensors for the respiration rate and body temperature, respectively. Analog data were gathered by sticking the sensors to the chest of the patient, just below the chest. The gathered data from the sensors were converted from analog to digital form by MCP 300A. Parang dinidetali mo kung ano ang nangyayari sa data na pinoproseso ng iyong system. So data were then handled and processed by the Raspberry Pi Zero-W. Using internet connection, data were transferred to the database and were managed by MySQL. Those were then ready for viewing through the OLED. It could be accessed as well through the website or using a smartphone. Smartphone can display data using Android application. The device was powered by 5-volt parallel battery. Data connected to a power bank module. Kaya may data dun. A special casing housed the electronic parts of the device. It was then connected to a belt for wearing convenience. So, ang laman ng project technical description ay lahat ng technical details involved sa inyong system. Naiintindihan?
Yes, sir.
At si Studer lang kausap ko dito. Naiintindihan?
Yes po, sir. Yes po.
Kaya kung kayo po ay nahihiyang mag-consult sa advisor at nahihiyang mag-consult sa technical advisor, di mahihiya din yung inyong isasubmit. Wala kayong maisusulat. Lalo na kung ang level ng inyong understanding at knowledge sa technicalities ng inyong kurso ay hindi pa masyadong mayaman, kailangan nyo mag-consult. Okay? Kaya kung busy si advisor, we need to adjust to the schedule of your advisor. Pero mabuti rin na minsan ay medyo makulit tayo. Kung kailangan puntahan ng personal, ay puntahan ng personal. Ako bilang advisor, pag personal nagpunta, napipilitan akong mag-check. Okay, let's go with the latter part. Matatapos na yung ating chapter 3. After ng project technical description is the operation and testing procedures. So operation and testing procedures are the steps to be followed in operating the project and tests to be done to ensure that the project is working. Ito yung step by step. Ano ang gagawin ko? Kung ako si user, paano ko siya papaganahin? Bubuksan ko yung cellphone, iko-connect ko sa internet, i-click ko yung icon na tungkol na icon ng application. Pagka-click ko, anong mangyayari, anong kasunod na gagawin, paano ako maglalaro, yan. So it is crucial as this portion summarizes the instructional manual that will be attached as appendices of the study. So, yung operation and testing procedure ay summary ng instructional manual o yung, di ba pag bumili ka ng TV, bumili ka ng cellphone, may kasama siyang user's manual. Towards the end of the research, gagawa din kayo ng user's manual for the system that you have made. Ilalagay yun sa appendices. Ngayon, yung brief part noon or yung summary, ilalagay sa operation and testing procedure. Testing procedures will primarily correspond to the functionality, workability of the project study. Pag nilapat mo siya sa chapter 3, ganito ang itsura niya. Yan. Operation and testing procedure. The researchers perform the testing of the device both visually and manually. This includes the following. 1. Turn on the switch of the device. Wait 2 to 3 minutes until the LCD has a display. 2. The device should be connected to the internet to transfer and store the data to be gathered. This will also calibrate the device automatically. 3. Install the Android application to a smartphone. APK format of the application will be provided by the researchers. Actual readings of the device can be monitored using the installed APK application. Pansin nyo, itong mga research na ginagawa nating example, parang, parang maayos na maayos, maganda ang laman, simply because dumaan na ito ng napakaraming pabalik-balik. Nung unang submit nitong research na ito, ay sadyang ito ay very crude, very yung magulo, walang direksyon, walang focus, mapangit, mali ang grammar. Pero because of masipag na consultation with the advisor, napapolish at napapolish ang papel. Kung iinin mo ang papel sa iyo at hindi mo ipoproseso papunta kay advisor, hindi talaga yan gaganda. Number 4, after finishing the setup, the device is now ready for operation. Put the belt on the lower part of the chest and waist of the child. 5, when the test is ongoing, the results of the test are displayed on the LCD. Android application will cause the smartphone to vibrate if the child is having asthma symptoms. After the procedures, data will automatically be stored in the database of the device and are ready for viewing online or through a smartphone. Ang sinasabi kong manual, tingnan natin. Sa appendices. Yan. So for the user's manual, the respiration monitoring belt for children with asthma, una, dinescribe ang parts. Wala naman kayong parts. Tapos, after nun, what are the caution, important safety instructions, the system installation. Tapos na. Okay. Hindi siya comprehensive. Naintindihan ba natin ang operation and testing procedures?
Yes, sir.
Ano yan, ha? Dahil wala pa naman kayong system, paano ko i-operate? Paano ko i-test? Paano ko isa-isahin? So, dahil proposal ito, iisipin mo kung paano ko nga ba kaya gagawin. Ito ay subject to change. Kasi as you go with your programming, as you go with the development of the system, mapansin nyo na, ay, hindi pala ganito yung nangyayari. Iba pala. So, you go back to chapter 3 and edit it at itatama sa kung ano ang actual na nangyayari dun sa inyong system. Next, second to the last is the evaluation criteria. So, evaluation procedure or criteria is the qualifications or criteria by which the project or product will be evaluated and how it will be rated. It also includes respondents who will evaluate the project and the criteria for interpreting the evaluation or the descriptive rating. Usually, we use the 4-point Likert scale. Ito ang itsura niya pagdating sa papel. Lampas. Tayo. Yan. So the evaluation criteria are detailed on Table 1. In the evaluation, 25 respondents were chosen purposefully to rate the acceptability of the device. The evaluation instrument used a 4-point Likert scale in which the highest is 4 and 1 is the lowest. Table 1, numerical equivalent. You use the same 4, 3, 2, 1. Ito yung same range. Baka dito lang tayo magbago. Pero depende pa rin sa ano ng panel. Then you discuss. The tables above shows the evaluation criteria used during the assessment of the acceptability of the device in terms of you change this, you change acceptability, you change device. And that's it. That's your evaluation criteria. This is APA format. Pag sinabi nating APA format, ang makikita lang sa lahat ng table ay tatlong guhit. Isa, dalawa, tatlo. Walang bold. Tapos table 1, naka-left align, hindi naka-italic. Enter the title of the table, naka-italic. Tapos the table itself, walang bold. Okay, yun lang. Sa chapter 4 kasi napakaraming table. So pagdating sa chapter 4, ganyan lang din ang itsura ng table na dapat nating makita. Naintindihan po ba natin si evaluation criteria?
Yes po.
Akala ko na wala na. Next, the last portion is the statistical treatment. Hindi naman natin masyadong nakapahirapan ng statistical treatment dahil ang gagawin nyo lang po ay weighted mean. Averaging lang po. Yung ibang mga measures na yan ay gagamitin ng FSM sa kanilang pag-aaral. But for you, developmental research, like what computer programming will pursue, only involve weighted mean as a statistical treatment. So paano siya? Edi ganito. Yeah. The researchers use the weighted mean formula to determine, rephrase nyo lang to, then the same formula will be used. No. Gusto ko lang ay ang pagkakasulat ng formula ay naka-formula talaga at hindi yung basta na lang pinagtatype. Gamitin ang inserts, equation. Equation. Yan. Gumamit ng fraction kapag kailangan ng fraction. Explore nyo yung inyong Microsoft Word. Yan. Fill up. Where AWM is the average weighted mean. This is symbol for summation. I thought that's sigma. Weighted mean, WM, and N is the number of respondents. Then, tapos na ang chapter 3. Tapos na ang research proposal. Polish ang paper. Gawin ang research instrument. At ipa-soft bind. Tapos, haharap na sa panel para sa proposal defense. Question?
Sir, ang proposal defense po namin, ano rin po, online din po.
Ang proposal, online.
Ay, sir, thank you po. Ay, bali, tatanong po namin yung wala pa po kaming technical advisor na yung pong may research advisor po kay Sir Nati. Si Sir Nati rin po yung technical ad po namin.
Ang technical advisor, pag ang research advisor nyo ay si Sir Nati, si Sir Jonas, ang technical advisor nyo ay siya rin.
Okay. Salamat po.
Okay. Kasi technical people sila na research advisor nyo pa rin. So, lahat ng consultation naka-concentrate lang dun sa kanila.
Thank you po.
Okay. Meron pa ba? Tanong, concern? Iwasan ng iyakan moments paggagawa ng papel, ha? Focus on your paper. Alam nyo, isa sa nagpapahirap sa papel nyo, kung bakit kayo nahihirapan marahil, is yung idea na iniisip nyo na mahirap siya. No? Intindihin nyo lang, little by little. Ang problema din kasi natin pag mababaw ang ating foundation sa paggawa ng sentence, sa pag-construct ng paragraph, sa pagtahi ng mga thoughts, yan tayo talaga nahihirapan. Pero hindi naman natin yun kumbaga, nasusolusyon na naman yan, basta persistence. Kaya ayusin naman yan ng, ine-edit naman yan ng advisor, sine-check naman, sinasabi sa inyo kung anong babaguhin. Dadaan naman yan sa English critic. No? So, maging masipag lamang sa paggawa at maging tapat, magkopya ng kopya. May concern pa po. Next meeting will be consultation. So, ang mga susunod na meeting natin ay consultation. Siguro, I will allot that 1.5 hour in checking yung second submission ng chapter 1, yung first submission ng chapter 2. Hindi ko pa siya nakita honestly dahil nga medyo busy. Question? Question? Itanong na po. Tanong? May tanong ba?
Wala na po, sir.
Wala nang tanong. So, ang ating pong Module 8 ay uploaded na sa G-Class at ang deadline na nito ay next week. You have 1 week to prepare for this. Ang problema lang kaya nagpapatong-patong kasi hindi natin minamanage ng maayos ang ating panahon at marami nga sadyang marami tayong kinakarap sa panahon ngayon. Hindi natin kasi pwedeng bawasan ang requirements pagdating sa research kasi kailangan talagang may harap ito sa panel ng kompleto at buo. What we require, meron tayong 2 member ng panel, isang chairperson at isang advisor. So sa oral defense, kailangan ng 4 na naka-soft bind na aprobado ng advisor para ipamahagi sa mismong defense. So kung paano yung detalye noon, sa January na natin siguro pag-usapan. And that's it. Thank you very much. Kung wala nang tanong, you may leave the room. God bless you.
Thank you po.
Thank you po, sir.
Okay, salamat.
Thank you po.
Ingat.
Thank you, sir.
Salamat po. Thank you po.